Hey, welcome to Dow Stock Talk, where I talk about topics relating to investing in finance, but more specifically the stock market. In this video, I'll be comparing the two wine investing platforms, Vint and Vinovest. Which one is better? But before we get started, make sure you smash the like button because it helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps YouTube know that this is quality content and help my videos reach a broader audience. Now, like I said, I'm going to go over both of them. I do want to say that these platforms, they are drastically different, so it really depends on what you particularly want. And also, I want to kind of let you guys know that one of the platforms I only had for 3 months and the other ones I had for years, so it's kind of unfair as one of the platforms is still relatively new, so I haven't had a lot to say about it. But a lot of people have been asking me about to do a comparison between the two, so I'll be doing a comparison between Vint and Vinovest. If you're not sure what these particular platforms is, make sure you check out my suggested videos. But in a nutshell, both of these platforms allow you to buy wine in some shape or form. Now, the thing we first want to go over is the main difference between the two. So right now, this is the Vint website where you can it allows you to buy fractional shares. So this is one of the key difference between Vint, and by the way, this is Vint right here, and Vinovest. This is Vinovest. So one of the major difference between the two, and make sure you get your pen and paper, with Vint, you're buying fractional shares, so you don't own the physical wine. As the price of wine go up, your shares will go up. That is one key difference. With Vinovest, you actually own the physical wine. You actually own the physical bottle, the wine. So whatever you're paying, you actually own the physical bottle. If you wanted to, they can actually send you the physical bottle. So you own the actual underlying wine itself. Those two are the major difference between the two. With Vinovest, you own the physical wine bottle. So if you want them to send you the physical wine bottle, that's what can happen. With this one, it's pretty much it's almost like buying an ETF, but for a wine, a wine collection. So with Vint, it's better, I guess, to show you why I'm talking. So for example, if I go in collections, as you can see, they have whole wine collections and they're selling it based off of a share. So you're buying the real value collection of $230,000. So if you didn't have that particular type of money, you couldn't even attempt to buy it. But with Vint, it allows you to buy shares. So as this collection goes up, your shares will go up. Now, here's another key thing, and I'm kind of skipping all around, but I'm just going to briefly show you the user interface from what my personal experience. So as you can see, this is the Vint interface. It's very simple interface. If you wanted to go to your portfolio, this is how everything would be set up. Just to kind of give you an overview of, kind of how the user interface would be. You have the collection section and you have the portfolio section. Of course, it shows you, how it works and stuff like that. The holding period and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of giving you guys an overview. Now let's check out Vinovest. So Vinovest, it's a little bit more, like I said, a little bit more complex. They added a trading component where you can buy and sell and trade wine. But in general, when you end up clicking on your account, it ended up showing you something like this. What you would end up seeing if you would have had Vinovest, so you can kind of get the setup of what as far as the visual interface that you would end up seeing. So that's kind of, as you can see, Vint interface is a lot more, I want to say, simpler, versus Vinovest it's a lot more comprehensive, a lot more, I guess, a little bit more advanced. Now, also, I would like to say the key differences between the two is the barrier of entry. With Vint, you only need about $50 to $100. With Vinovest, now you would probably need, as to get the actual wine collection, it would say a minimum of $1,000. So if you guys didn't know a lot about wine or you didn't have a lot of money, well, here's the winner right here, Vint. Simply because with Vinovest, now with trading, they may allow you to trade the bottles of wine as a hundred or $200, but to actually invest in the Vinovest wine portfolio, you would need at least a minimum of $1,000. So for some people, especially for new investors, that is way out of their budget. So for you, then it would be a very easy choice because with Vint, I believe you can get in for like $50, $40, whatever, however the lowest share price you could get. Also, if you guys are interested in either of these platforms, Vint or Vinovest, make sure you check the description below. I'll have a referral link for both of them. So that's one of the things. So if you didn't really have a lot of money or if you didn't really know a lot about wine, I probably would just, and you just want to get some exposure, I would probably just go with Vint simply because it's cheaper and you don't have to pay that whole $1,000. Now, here's the thing. Now, if you would like owning the physical wine, then I mean that's a simple choice for you. If you want to own the physical wine, you will have to go with Vinovest because you will never own what Vint. You will never own. You're only owning the shares. With Vinovest, it gives you kind of complete control because you actually own the full wine. Like it's not like you're buying wine shares. You own you're purchasing the physical wine. They're storing it for you and all that stuff. But if you want to be like, hey, I want to sell this today, give me my wine, that will kind of happen. So if you're like a real wine fan, and then Vinovest would be the option for you simply because you have full control because you purchased the full bottle. With Vint, on the other hand, it's kind of more like crowdfunding. Everyone's putting their money in, and each of them have a share. So Vint controls whether or not when you buy or sell. With Vinovest, you have complete control. So, for example, right now I'm down 13%. So if I wanted to sell this today, it would be very simple for me to do. I can just say, okay, I want to sell. I'm not going to particularly sell, but I'm just saying if I wanted to end up selling my bottle of wine, it would be very easy for me to do so. Yeah, so if you really want to sell your wine, all you would just do is contact them. They probably wouldn't recommend you to sell it within a short period of time, but you do have that option. And if you want, because like I said, you purchased it, they're just storing it for you, and they're protecting the wine and things of that nature. Also, I would like to tell you as far as Vinovest, the one major difference is they actually pick the bottle for you. So when you invest the money, they pick the bottle for you. With Vint, they give you a collection that you can choose from the particular collection. So you can choose what type of one you have. Right now they have offering 3, but with Vinovest, you just invest the money and then they pick the bottle where they think will give you the highest return. So with Vint, you have a little bit more of a choice of which wine shares should you want to purchase. As far as Vinovest, you just give them the money and then they pick the bottle for you. So that's one key difference between the two. Vint, this is a relatively new platform, so just kind of keep that in mind. But with Vint, currently as of now, they control when you buy or sell when they buy or sell the wine. So they would have to sell the collection. So you're just buying the shares, and then the company Vint has the full control as far as when they're going to buy and when they're going to actually sell. These are more so long-term investments, so these are more holding periods. Now, when you click on them, they do give you an idea. They do give you an estimated period when they're expected to sell it. So it could be from 2 years to 5 years according to this one. So it kind of gives you the idea, but they pretty much have all the control once you actually purchase the particular shares. So keep that, like I said, keep that in mind. With Vinovest, you have a lot more control. Also, I want to say, as far as tracking your returns, Vinovest definitely would have it there, because with Vinovest, at any particular time, you can see the value of your collection from either in 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, and all together. So at any time you can kind of track it. They used to show the percentages for a week, a month, and 6 months. I exactly don't even know why they didn't do it anymore. I actually liked it when they did that, at least for like 6 months to a year. Um, and it also shows you, the year to date and the fees as well. Now, if you go to Vint, I just recently had this. Let's go to my Vint portfolio. As you can see, these are the ones that I actually bought. So as far as tracking the returns on a day-to-day basis or even quarterly, you don't kind of really know. They don't provide you with that information. However, what they do provide, I reached out to Brandy, Investor Relations, but what he ended up showing me, that the collection, find the collection in like an index. So, for example, there's an index that tracks that particular type of wine, and they give you quarterly reports of the index. And let me see if I can pull one up for you. So what will have to happen is each of the collections will fall under one of these indexes. So if the index goes up overall, your collection of wine could go up as well. But as far as your specific collection, that's where you would just have to use the index to kind of get gauge whether yours went up or down. As of now, they said in the future they do plan on having your specific collections to show how much is up or down. That would be very beneficial. But as of now, they don't currently have that. So, for example, these collections will be categorized under this particular index, which kind of tracks the overall one, and then it will end up showing, hey, this index is up 3.90%. So you can kind of have an year to date. So that's kind of what information that you would kind of use if you were using the Vint, if you had Vint. Now on Vinovest, it's kind of pretty much straightforward. You own the physical bottle, and they'll track it. You can check it 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year. Actually, there's a long-term investment, so you shouldn't be checking it all the time. But hey, I just wanted to, just show you the major difference. Another thing as far as the fees. Now, the fees with Vint, remember, it's going to be a lot less fees because you're only owning the shares. So as far as storing your physical bottle versus each individual bottle, so you don't have to worry about that. So there's really, once you buy it, there's really no fees here, because you're just kind of owning like the share. So there's really not a lot of costs and stuff. Their cost on the Vint side is much particularly lower. So as far as the cheapest way, Vint, because it has no fee. Vinovest, there are fees, and especially the lower the amount of money you have, the fees can definitely add up here. As you can see, for last year, I paid for 2022 year to date, I ended up paying $15 in fees, and all time I ended up paying $22 in fees. Now I believe the actual original bottle of wine was like $700 or $800, but as you can see, these fees can end up adding up. So, but like I said, it's also a trade-off, but because you're actually getting they're actually holding the physical wine for you and stuff like that. I will also like to let you know, for example, so if you were looking for control, definitely go with Vinovest because you have more control. If you're looking for a more established brand, I will go with Vinovest as well. Now, this is the thing I would say what I will say is, I do, however, think if you're just looking for whichever ones could give you the highest returns, I'm starting to think this is speculation here, but because Vint does not have any fees there, I think if you were just worried about trying to make money off of the wine, I think it may be better to trust Vint, simply because there's no particular fees and they can buy larger collections, which the larger collections that you can buy, the more a lot of times the price can kind of go up. Because with Vinovest, in order for you to buy
Like if there was a bottle that was $15,000, but it could go up, it could double within 5 years or something like that, you would have to have the $15,000. But if you have a smaller account like me, I only had less than $1,000. They can only select but bottles within that range, you know. So the more money you have, it's easier for them to get you higher returns. So with this one, because you're using a collective, a group of investors, they can end up getting those high-end wines. The higher amount, generally speaking, the wine can go, you can see a much higher one versus buying a bottle that's only $1,000 versus a $100,000 collection. So for me personally, but the thing about it is I can't really say too much simply because I haven't had it that long, and I'll definitely will give you guys a update in pertaining to that. Oh, also I would want to say one of the key differences with Vinovest, now they have it where you can actually trade wine. And let's go to my portfolio. As you can see now, they have a beta version where you can actually buy and sell wine, like as trading, like buy and sell. They actually have a trading account specifically for where you can buy and sell wine. So if you want to trade wine, Vinovest would also be a great option, simply because with Vint, as of now, once you buy the share, they determine when to sell it. So that's kind of the thing that you want to keep in mind. Now, as far as the returns thing, they do show you, the 1 year return of the collection. This is information kind of before you buy it, but like once you buy it, then you would have to rely on the quarterly reports or once they officially sell it. Now, if you want to see, like I said right now, my Vint portfolio, I only have $212. I have 4 positions here. And this is the information that I have up to date, just showing this is all what I've gotten to see so far. So like I said, I haven't had it that much. Now, as we can go to my Vinovest account, there's 2 different ones. There's portfolio and the trading account. This is what my regular account. So for example, for portfolio, this is my regular account. And this, I'm just kind of showing you guys the user interface of like what would you end up seeing and how things end up looking. Just want to kind of show you guys that my trading account, and this is my trading account. So it looks kind of, like I said, pretty simple, but you can always tell it's a trading account because you see the buy or sell and ask price, the bid price. So as you can see, Vinovest is a little bit more, advanced, as you can kind of see. The dynamics of the two, as you can see, are very different. So it really depends on, in my case, whether or not you want total control and whether you want to own the physical wine. If you don't mind owning if you don't really necessarily want control, you just want to be able to see wine returns or something like that for an expensive price, go with Vint. But if you would like to own the physical bottle and you would like to be able to have full control of buying and selling the wine whenever you like, and for whatever price you like, then you would definitely go with Vinovest. Now, I can't really say which one is better because I simply have not had them long enough. I can just tell you what my experience with both of them been so far.
So which one is better? Well, it all depends on what you are looking for. So if you're looking to invest in the physical wine, I would definitely go with Vinovest, because Vint, on the other hand, you're just investing in shares, so you won't be able to own the physical wine. So if you would like to have full control of buy and sell and also receive the wine, then I would go with the Vinovest. But if you're just looking for the most cheapest, cost efficient way to invest in wine, I would go with Vint. But in a nutshell, guys, that's the 2 main differences is if you want full control and own the physical wine, go with Vinovest. If you was looking for the cheapest way, lowest cost of entry to just invest in, if the wine goes up, you make money, then you would go with Vint. But that concludes this particular video in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, drop in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to my channel.